On behalf of all the administrators of Kenrick-Glennon Seminary, I'd just like to extend a warm sense of gratitude to all of our sending bishops and vocation directors who've entrusted seminarians to our care. It's a real privilege to collaborate with you as we seek to form the men that you've entrusted to us and build up a new generation of holy and healthy priests. As we go into a new season of the application process, I just want to take an opportunity to give a few updates and to give you as much information as we can on the front side to ease the process by which your applicants will enter seminary. Our admissions board consists of 7 members at Kenrick, and each of these members take the documents that have been mailed into us, and we do a deep dive and a deep study on each of them. And we don't send an email to one another just saying, yeah, this guy looks good, why don't we just admit him? We actually gather and discuss every single applicant that comes before us with a rich and robust discussion. And that discussion is focusing on one driving point. What is most just for this man right now? How do we look in justice at all of the grace of God that has been active in his life up until this point? How do we acknowledge the goodness of the formation that's already occurred, perhaps in a previous house of discernment, a college seminary program, or even just working with one's vocation director, pastor, campus minister, or Newman Center director? How do we acknowledge all of the goodness that's been happening in this man's life and justly continue to build upon that? But in justice, we also want to look at what is most just for this man going forward. Is he at a place of health and holistic formation that he could step into this community and receive the goodness of priestly formation in the next phase? That's a driving question that we want to look at, and we need your help as we look forward to serving each of these men in a spirit of justice. To do that well, we're going to be setting aside the Thursday afternoons of April, May, and June to meet as an admissions board and study all the applicants that come before us on a rolling basis. As you get names and potential applicants that might be considering seminary here for next year, we ask you throughout the winter and spring months to send us those names so that we have a good sense of who might be applying as we keep track of what are our formation needs with all of our personnel, but also our housing needs. We also understand that it takes a long time to get all these components done of an application. So anything that you could do to help us in making sure that psychological evaluations are done in a timely manner, but also all the other medical reports, sending academic transcripts, and all the other reference letters would be a big help to all of us. We want to serve you in the most timely fashion possible, and getting the documents in the late winter or early spring months would be a big help. That's also great in justice to the man, for as soon as we can get a final word from the admissions board, he will be in a position to just make some decisions going forward on perhaps resigning from a career, ending a lease on an apartment, and getting ready to move to St. Louis. We'd like to have all the application materials in by the end of June, if possible. As we conclude the Behold the Man program at the end of June, our admissions board scatters for their own personal retreat time and vacation time in the month of July before we gather again in August to gear up for a new academic year. So any work that we can do on the front side in the spring months into the early summer weeks would be a great help for us, but I think would also serve your men in greater justice. We've been having some mail problems here with the regional post office, and so we would ask that all of the application materials continue to be sent into us with priority or express mail so that we can guarantee with a tracking number that they've been received promptly and in a timely fashion. Last year in our application materials, we also updated our forms based on the new PPF 6 standards. And with that, our medical documents state that biological maleness needs to be affirmed by a doctor. Some of our dioceses send in their medical forms that they have used for their own diocesan application process. And we will continue to receive those just as long as the forms are also in congruence with the PPF 6 standards and also can affirm biological maleness. If you haven't done that with your forms, we just ask you to use our medical forms instead. Again, if you have any names that you're interested in sending to the application process, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. We'll be happy to keep a running list to be able to serve your diocese in a timely manner. And thanks again for this great work of collaboration as we build up the next generation of shepherds for the church.